William von Hippel, Ernest Baker, Richard Roney, Sean Christopher Murphy. Those are people that co-authored a paper that was published in Psychological Science in a 2015 November article. That article, it is titled Mental Speed. Quick thinkers are smooth talkers. Quick thinkers are smooth talkers. Mental speed facilitates charisma. So this study was done to establish if there is a relationship between thinking quickly and talking smoothly. And in the study, they did find that there is a positive correlation between mental speed, or because they tested people how fast they can answer general questions. Like those people who answered general questions faster were the ones who were considered charismatic. So, but the study tells you how the whole thing was set up. But this is just a conclusion from this research that was done. So, in this study, we can see that. So, in their introduction, they talk about knowledge of social rules will help people engage in socially intelligent behavior. So when engaging in, you see, when you know the social rules, you will engage in socially intelligent behaviors. It's just self-explanatory that when you know what is required socially, you need to greet, you need to shake hands, you need to look at somebody in the maintain eye contact, you need to be respectful. You will make intelligent social interaction, or you will behave well enough for people to accept you and perhaps take you seriously. But they say it's not enough, because sometimes you can you can just know something, but your reactions would differ in a social situations because of maybe your responses. You know, when somebody insults you, you might respond differently, even though you know that you know about the social rules. So what this study shows also is that after having known those social rules, you still need to be a smooth talker. And to become a smooth talker, it has nothing to do with your intelligence. It also has nothing to do with your personality. They say here in the study, and it also has nothing to do with it's got nothing to do with intelligence and your personality, and got nothing to do with sex, whether you are male or female, because they just take random people, and it was almost like 50-50. But in fact, there was like more females, but not too much of a difference. But what it says here is that they just took a random sample of people intelligent enough, you know. So this says to us that when you respond quickly, when you learn to have a quick response, you will automatically become more charismatic. You will, in fact, talk more smoothly, you know, because you've noticed that when someone, for instance, says something like, something witty, and then the response from somebody else is even wittier, but it's also quick. They don't just sit or maybe go and then come back with the comeback. No, they just give you a quick comeback. That's how flirting is. When people flirt, it's like if somebody says, "Hey, where you from?" and you say, "I'll tell you if you're willing to visit." It just shows you responded quickly. You were in fact able to gauge and understand what was the question about. It wasn't like they wanted to know if you are, well, people are not really interested when they ask you questions in the actual details of the answer. In a social situation, people are interested in having a conversation with you, maybe getting to know you. Part of it is when they ask you questions, what do you say? You don't need to give them all the correct answers, because they might not even press you in it. Because after having, like, if you got enough wits, people start liking you. Who is charismatic? I can trust this person. He is socially acceptable, and this person can take a joke. This person doesn't respond aggressively. They can read the room. The ability to read the room. Also, having this thing called quick response, it doesn't mean like you have to respond quickly as in just like in terms of speed. No, it's about quick response in terms of you are able to understand quickly what is required of you. Hey, I want you to go wash my car. And then you laugh. I know you're joking about that, right? Why? Why do you think I'm joking? Because I didn't think you have a car. And then they start laughing. Oh, you don't think I got a car? But I'm your boss. Okay. I get it. Boss. And then you go. Maybe you do it, maybe you don't. I don't know. But, the response there, it was like quick, because you knew they wasn't trying to even if you knew they wasn't trying to bully you per se, but they just want to see your response. And then after you respond in that manner, they start laughing at themselves for even thinking that they could bully you. You see, now this is like, I think it does make sense. I don't know about you, but it makes sense. So what does this say? What information are we getting from this? So I think as in practice, we should always, when talking, we should always try and get the, like, understand and look at somebody. That's why you need to maintain the eye contact with somebody. Try to see what they really want. I don't know if you've watched the TV series Lucifer. One of the things that Lucifer does, he's a flirt. He's a flirt with girls, and he's charismatic. Everybody loves him, And mostly people that hate him are people that envy him. Usually that's the case with most people that are charismatic, but most in general people like him. So Lucifer asks one question from people, but he doesn't he hypnotizes them in such a way. It's like some supernatural skill that the devil has to ask you, what do you really want? And then those people, they will tell him honestly what they really want. And what that proves to us is that if people can tell you honestly what they really want, you can get easily to answers that you want, and you can also easily engage with them in a very appropriate way. So in that sense, I guess, well, having said that, yeah, that's just about that. So it's about when you being a smooth talker is not really about, yeah, I get what you're talking about. Yeah, man. it's not about like, yes, your voice could be like the rhythm should be good and stuff like that, but smooth talking is really about responding appropriately, and sometimes more appropriately and wittingly, um um in any situation that you are put in, understanding the social rules, the social demands. Understand that no, here we are at the party. We're at the party, and then speaking the language of the party, and understanding if somebody is, let's say somebody say, hey, hey, hey. Don't say, hey, who you shouting at? But there's music here, there's people, and people are drunk. You need to understand and feel and gauge the environment in which you are in. Therefore, you can, so that you're not, because as a person who is socially awkward is like everybody's dancing and you are just standing there still like a robot. And somebody says, and then the people come to you and then, let's dance, let's dance, let's dance. There's music. People want to dance with you. You're like, no, I'm not interested in dancing. It's peasants, only peasants dance. I don't dance. So, of course, maybe you are a noble. Maybe you are right about that in terms of when there's maybe what's maybe when there's a gala, you could say nobody's dancing here, but it's a party. Everybody's at the party and everybody's having fun. So you're being socially awkward. So for that reason, you're not being smooth. You're not being smooth. So you could talk smoothly to somebody and say, look, I don't dance. You can say smooth things like, I don't find dancing amusing today, or anything like that, but that's not really it. You're missing the rules, you're missing the social rules, you're missing out. You shouldn't even be here. Yeah, I guess that's the point. So the name of just go and Google quick thinkers are smooth talkers. Mental speed facilitates charisma. William von Hypel, Richard Roney, Ernest Baker, Kathleen Sean Murphy. So yeah, those are the authors of that study. Yeah.